I'm the director of the Austin Comedy Film Festival. We've got an event coming up on July the 17th, and we're going to be featuring a film called Ranting and Raving. We're here with director Jay Zellman. Hey, Jay.
Hey there, Michael. How are you?
Appreciate you joining me today. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Congrats on your award nomination for Best Comedy Series Episode. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. It's pretty cool. Very excited.
Yeah, very high ratings by the judges. Good work. A lot of respect for how you put it all together. And I don't want to give away the synopsis. I'm really bad at like just reading someone's film from front to back and just destroying all the punchlines. So I'm going to go ahead and let you explain to us what Ranting and Raving is all about.
Well, that one's a little tough to explain, but basically it's about a feuding couple. They're married, they love each other, but yet they're always bickering with each other. One day they get a visit from their Canadian friends, and in reality, they really don't even know these people very well. The wife, Nora, loves them and so excited that they're coming for a visit, and the husband is less than excited. And he not only doesn't like them, he doesn't like their 6-year-old kid. And as the story develops, this 6-year-old kid becomes his nemesis. And the kid winds up in the hospital. He winds up being charged for child abuse, all total, circumstances. It's a comedy. So it's like, I guess, comedy of errors is maybe a way to put it. And yeah, it has some really funny moments.
Excellent. Well, sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait for the crowd to see it and get some good laughs out of it. So where are you at in the process with this? Is this a pilot episode?
Yeah, so this is a pilot episode. We've been trying to shop it around. COVID put a little bit of a wrench into that, a little bit of a speed bump. But we're still trying to take it out there and trying to get some traction around it. It's done the festival circuit. It's done very well, and we're excited to be in the Austin Comedy Film Festival. And yeah, fingers crossed. The actors in this were fantastic, and it was a pleasure working with them. And they're all very talented, and I think something like this could be a launching pad for some of these folks, and they deserve it. So we're going to try our best to get it out there.
Where did you find the cast for this? Was it a traditional casting call, or did you just kind of go into your own network and get people? How did this work out?
Well, obviously this was a very low budget production, and it had to be. So we did a lot of it ourselves. I had some people that worked with me, Brent Katz, Paul Wang, Jonathan Bernstein, Michael Schmidt, all these folks, and I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. But all these guys really worked hard, and we put ads. I put ads on different casting sites. We organized this ourselves. We all sat around in a room with pizzas and invited all this talent down, and it took a little while. I think we were at it for 3 days or so. Padavella, who plays Cliff, he was actually somebody that I had known for many years, and I didn't even really have to audition him. He basically had the part. And he also pitched in the casting process as well. And
wow.
And Pun Bandhu, who plays the doctor that you'll see, which was a great moment. He was somebody that I've worked with for many years, and he's somebody that I knew would bring this thing to a different level. And he agreed to do it. So I was very lucky to get him on board.
All right. Well, how many hats did you wear on this thing? Because I'm already hearing director and I'm hearing casting. How many hats did you wear on this project?
Well, I wrote it, I produced it, I directed it, I edited it. I even wrote, along with Michael Schmidt, the theme song. So I wore a lot of hats. But I've been in production for many years. The crux of my career has been working in corporate productions. So I've worked with a lot of big brands, and I've been producing and directing a lot of their communication pieces, their marketing pieces. So I've always known how to do these things, just on a different level. And I took what I knew from this world, and I applied it to this world and modified and figured it out.
All right. Well, going back in the time machine for a minute, how did you get started in the industry at all? I mean, first of all, everyone goes through a period where, hey, they have great ideas, but then, you start focusing on either creating a screenplay or a film or something tangible that people can start to look at. Do you remember your transition moment, and was there any event that kind of inspired you to say, okay, I'm gonna start?
Yeah, I think getting old. I think that's what finally did it. So look, like I said, I've been doing these corporate productions for many, many years. And I feel like I'm at the top of my game when it comes to that. But in reality, I've always wanted to create narrative. It's something I've always strived to do. I was always writing scripts. I have a pile of scripts that have basically, I've never done anything with, except dreamed about and thought about how I'm going to do this. And Ranting and Raving was one of those. And I probably have about 5 episodes written out. And, I guess somewhere around 46 or so, I said, holy cow, when am I ever going to do this if I don't do this now? I mean, I have all the equipment. I know the people to get involved. I know how to edit it. I know how to do all these things. And I finally put it into motion, and I started calling people that I knew in the business, and, they were jumping on board, and, I got a lot of help from folks. I even got, financial help. I have a team of executive producers who are willing to invest a little bit of money to help me accomplish this goal. And, that was the transition right there. It was
Wow.
basically, when am I going to do this? Let's do this now.
Was this a project that started before the pandemic, Ranting and Raving? And you mentioned that just a little bit. Did it start beforehand and you went and post during, or how did it all go?
So it did. It started a few years ago, and it did a little bit on the festival circuit, and it kind of did mediocre. And then about a year after that, I decided to recut it a little bit, and let me add a laugh track, which is something that's in this in this pilot episode that has been received very, very well. And since I recut it and I put in a laugh track, it's taken off.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so. It started right before the pandemic, and then then we kind of took a little bit of a pause, and now I'm looking to bring it back out there again.
Sometimes you do have to go back to the drawing board. Sometimes there are some tweaks you can make, And...
Well, it's funny. Laugh tracks are something that people say is old school, and it's not something that you see anymore. But it made a big difference. Some of the jokes and some of the situations in Ranting and Raving may be perceived as uncomfortable. Here you got a couple bickering, but what they're actually bickering about is kind of it's kind of funny, but you don't necessarily get the cue. But then when you hear the laugh, you realize it's okay to laugh at this situation, and it just really it changed, I think, the way people looked at this. And even on the festival circuit, it's taken down a bunch of awards, which is really cool, and that really happened once I put in the laugh track.
Yeah, you earned it, man. Good job on this. Judges were really
Thank you.
impressed, and there was no bad scorecards. It was just really, pretty universally loved across the board by the judges in Austin. So, good work, and we're going to see it live. What's it like to see it live versus virtual and things like that?
Yeah, it's kind of the reason why we do this. It feels incredible to see people enjoying your work and to make people laugh. When you see a room of people laughing and enjoying it, it's like, I don't know, it's like a weird feeling. It makes you feel so good inside that these people are happy, and you're kind of bringing a little joy to their life, and that you accomplished your goal, and that feels good too. It's hard to explain the feeling because, it's a little bit of a selfish feeling, but it's also a little bit of an altruistic feeling to know that other people are laughing. And I think we all just want to make people laugh in life, right?
That's it, and that's why we try to put, comedies with comedies, so we can try and keep a whole, block of laughter going on. And, exciting times with Austin. It's always a great market for this kind of thing. And it's a very well supported festival. So we have a great crowd out for you, and you get that good reaction that you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm very excited to come out to Austin. I've never been out there, and I've only heard great things. So I'm enjoying. I'm going to enjoy being out there for about 4 days or so.
All right, good stuff, man. And what else are you working on?
So I actually just wrapped producing a feature film, and it is my first feature film that I produced. It was for filmmaker Evan Oppenheimer, who is a New York filmmaker who has 7 features under his belt, and now this is his 8th. And I'm not going to be too shameful to say that this is going to be his best one. It's his biggest and his best. It was an incredible journey. It's starring Carolee Berger, Jordan Bridges, and Amy Carlson. It's a family fantasy type film is the only way I can kind of put it. It's a feel good film. We shot for 22 days in the New Jersey, Hoboken area. And now it's all about the post-production. So, as the producer, I didn't get to see a whole lot of it actually being filmed. I tend to be in my office dealing with all the behind the scenes stuff. So it's going to be very exciting to see when it comes out. But you know what? It was an amazing experience. It was an amazing opportunity that I'm extremely grateful to Evan for. He had the confidence and trust in me to do this. And, it's a hell of an accomplishment for me in my career. And I look forward to making many more movies in different capacities. I want to direct them, I want to write them, and I want to produce them. But I've learned that I can't do it all myself, especially for a feature.
Yeah, shorts are one thing, but sounds like you got a good team. I've actually met Director Oppenheimer. He's a really, really, really engaging person and talented individual with some great work. So I'm sure it's going to turn out. I look forward to seeing it. I don't know that we're going to be doing feature films in 2022, but maybe 2023 there'll be opportunities.
Wow.
So we'll see. It's hard to think that far with the craziness going on in the world, but
it wasn't easy. COVID really throws a wrench into things. It just puts a whole another layer of complexity of protocols that you have to follow, and ways you have to keep people safe and testing, and it really it does complicate things.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, sometimes people forget that that the testing measures are still in place and the protocols are still in place, but they are.
Absolutely, yeah, and we take it seriously.
Yeah, and it also increases the budget a little bit,
It does, and you're always, in the back of your head, you're worried about what happens if somebody gets sick. We were very, very extremely lucky. I think we had a 0%.
Oh, good.
Which was amazing. But there's always that worry too. Yeah, filmmaking during COVID is not easy. It's just it's a challenge for sure.
Well, I appreciate you being transparent with us about what it is you're working on and all these things going on with your productions. We look forward to seeing you down in Austin. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we get out of here?
Well, I'd like to thank you and the festival, and you do a lot of hard work, and a lot of it's thankless work, and Thanks, I appreciate it, and I know that other filmmakers appreciate it as well. Your enthusiasm and your drive. I know you've done networking groups in the past, and it's people like you that keep indie filmmaking going. It's you're giving us a venue, you're giving us an opportunity to be heard and to be seen, and this is something that's that's not easy, and I'm sure on your end it's not easy to organize. So especially when you're dealing with filmmakers, because we're all so flaky and flighty. And
yeah,
thank you.
It can feel like herding cats sometimes, but I appreciate the kind words, and hey, we're all about making live events, and I wanted to start this whole interview process just because I don't get enough time with the filmmakers at the festival to network and to talk and give everybody individual attention. Sometimes it's kind of like you have a day to get things in and all the movies, and you get some small conversations in, and there's people I really want to meet and talk to and get the background. So I appreciate you coming in and giving us your time, and we can dig into this process a little bit more. And I don't know, I hope I can start the networking groups at some point. These interviews are becoming a 40-hour-a-week deal for me, but
I'm sure.
I think it's the connection in person, the connection in one-on-one interactions. The connections are what this is all about. And even though I've had a chance to work on big movies and stuff in the past in my career, showcasing independent film and movie magic and those, all hearing the laughs and, in the case of horror film festivals and stuff like that, hearing the screams or the the gasps, the applause, it all just gives me, the most job satisfaction I could ask for. It really is a huge payoff at every event. And I see these sparkling faces and people just walk in the door. Hey man, I've never been to a film festival before. When you hear that like 20 times at an event, it's pretty cool, because it's like, man, this guy's first time or this lady's first time is walking in here to my festival. So
and you know what? You do a very good job at your festival. I've been to some that you wouldn't even know is a festival. So you should be commended for that as well. You create a nice experience.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Jay. And I'm going to hire you to be my press secretary.
There you go.
You're awesome. You're awesome. I don't know which guy you're talking about here, but it's like it's good to get the acknowledgement, and I really appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you down here, and I hope we can carve out some time to grab some barbecue or something.
I would love that. That'd be awesome. Thank you.
All right, Jay. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good one.